Hello, hello, family. Welcome back to another episode of O to Be Whole with this one right here, Camille Young. Yes, I am back for yet another episode, y'all. We're getting down to the end of the month. Can you believe July is flying by? Just like every other month of this year. We're past the halfway mark, headed into the new almost the new year, 2024. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. But hello, my holy rollers. How y'all doing? How you doing? Look, I gotta say this on the front end, you guys. The retreat, we're coming down to the deadline. The deadline is the 31st, okay? The 31st of this month for the early bird payment. Anytime after that, you can still register, yes, but you won't get the early bird price. So make sure you go down in the description, hit the link so you can register for the LTY Women's Retreat that's happening in October, okay? If you register and you come on, bring a friend, bring some friends, okay? So that we can fellowship together and retreat and have a good time and refill ourselves up spiritually, all right? So again, go down in that description and hit the link to register today. Also, get your book today. You can also go in the description to get that, okay? And our Young Sisters concert is coming up. Yes, it is. Young Sisters concert coming on up. So that's September the 10th. Put that on your calendar and we'll give more details the closer we get to that time, okay? All right, so let's jump right into today's topic. Now I've done the announcements. Look, y'all, today I got a get your right type title, okay? Get your right type talk today. I want to get you right. Let me say this, get us right, all right? Look, today's topic is don't be a biblical silly woman. Women, wise up, okay? Wise up, ladies. Y'all, it's a lot of things that's bad, but it ain't much that's worse than a silly woman. Okay, what do I mean when I say a silly woman? I'm talking about somebody who is just very little common sense, okay? Just does things that are just like, really? Why she do that? Or why she say that? Or why she handling it like this? Just silly, lacks wisdom. That's really what a silly woman is. She lacks wisdom. She is so overly emotional. She's overly dependent. A lot of silly women are codependent, okay, on whether it's their boyfriend, whether it's their spouse. They have codependency issues. Just silly. Don't think, lacking that wisdom. Y'all, and it's really sad. We live in a world of so much knowledge. And when I say knowledge, I mean the accessibility. If you want to learn something, if you want to be better at something, it's literally at your fingertips. And not only that, there are people probably within your circle or close to your circle that can help you and give you godly wisdom to keep you from being a silly woman. See, a lot of times silly women don't like to receive advice because they silly. Because they're silly. Or let me rephrase that. They like to receive advice, but they don't like to receive wise advice. Because see, they're getting advice from other silly women. Okay? It's like the blind is leading the blind. What do they say? If the blind is leading the blind, you all gonna fall in the pit. There has to come to a point in your life where you're tired of being silly. You're tired of making unwise and foolish decisions. You're so trivial in your thinking. You're so trivial in your actions. You do absurd things that just make people be like, you ain't got more wisdom than that. And what's worse than a silly woman, just a silly woman, is an old silly woman. When I say old, if you 40 plus years old and you still silly and ignorant, That's one of the worst things ever. How you that old, you've experienced so much, and you yet ignorant. Yes, I said it. Ignorant. All right. How that there is no excuse. You understand poor decision making probably in your 20s, definitely your teens, but in your 20s, somewhat in your 30s, but by the time you hit 40, baby, you should have figured it out by now, or most of it out, or you have people around you who can help you figure it out. If you're ignorant at that age, it's because you want to remain that way. Okay? You feel like your ignorance and your silliness is serving you, which is not. It's not serving you positively. Yeah, you may have some positive moments, but when most people look at you, they like, dang, she's so silly. She ignorant. She's so immature. And you think you probably thinking you cute, you got it going on, you got this, got that. Baby, the wisest women looking at you like, man, she's so ignorant. She's so foolish. Ladies, let's not be foolish women. Proverbs talks about being a foolish woman, or it also names it as a quarrelsome woman. The Bible in Proverbs, it talks about a quarrelsome woman. A man don't want no quarrelsome woman in the house. He rather, I think it says something about be at the corner of the rooftop of his house than to be in the house with a quarrelsome woman. Okay, now that's some real trying to get away from somebody. Will you rather be in the corner of the rooftop of your house to get away from a silly woman, from a quarrelsome woman? That's not attractive. Not only is it not attractive, but it is not godly. You are pushing people away when you are a silly woman. You don't have to be a silly woman. I know several men who got silly wives and or girlfriends. Well, let me just say wives and girlfriends. No, wives or girlfriends. Because if you got a wife, you shouldn't have a girlfriend, okay? I want to make sure you know that I'm not promoting none of that other stuff. They men who have silly wives, or the men who are not married have silly girlfriends. It's just like, dang. Women, and I'm not saying men have not done things to help perpetuate that silliness, because what I found is a lot of men like a silly woman because usually he can manipulate that situation to be like he wants, but in the long run, he end up paying the cost because he doesn't reach his potential. He doesn't get to where he wants to be because he chose the easy way, choosing a silly woman. Okay, women, let's not be silly women. Let's be wise. The Bible talks about asking for wisdom, and God will give it to you liberally. All right, if you know that you don't make great decisions and a lot of what you're doing is not propelling you and getting you to the place where you desire to be in life and all of that, you need to ask for wisdom, and ask God to send people around you, or for you to utilize the people that are around you to bring you some wisdom. Okay, quit making decisions in a silo, thinking that you wise when you're making foolish decisions. When you got people at your disposal that you can ask questions to, or get advice from, or get wisdom from, but you choose not to because you want to be seen as wise or as if you got it all together, when all the time you're constantly making bad decisions, which causing you to fall into the same pit, and you ain't getting no farther. You're actually going backwards instead of moving forward. Now, nobody has all the wisdom, but that's the importance of having a multitude of counsel, or at least having people in your circle who can help guide you in those times when you're not sure what to do, or where you may be emotional and you don't need to make an emotional decision about something. Okay? But let's not be biblical silly women. Y'all, women, we've got to stop thinking that it's all about us. Stop being codependent on a man. And don't get me wrong, a man is important in your life. Don't get me wrong. But don't make that man the center. Christ should be the only one as a center in your life. Okay? Be the center of your life. All right. But how can you, silly women don't know how to be a support to her man. I talked about this in a previous YouTube video talking about a solid woman. You want to be a solid woman. You want to be a woman that brings more to the table than just beauty, okay? Than just money. You want to be able to be a good woman for yourself as well as the people in your life, your children. You know, if you're a silly woman, chances are you're gonna produce silly children. Okay, we got enough of them in the world. Women, let's wise up. Wise up. Oh, I'm fussing, ain't it? Let me back up a little bit. Sorry. Ooh. Okay. I'm sorry. But it's just so sad to see women making bad decisions, bad choices, and at such a late stage in life, still making poor choices when you don't have to. You don't have to. All right. Watch some of my Old to Behold videos. That'll help you. Get my Old to Behold book. That'll help you. Buy some other books and watch some other videos that'll help you, along the way. All right. Let's not be silly women. That ain't cool. That ain't cute. It's not attractive. All right. I only say this because I love you. I love you. I really do. And I want to see you do well. All right. So take it as love. Okay. Don't take it as me pointing my finger, because I had to point it at myself before. All right. But take this as a opportunity for you to reflect and make sure that you are not a silly woman. And if you got some silly women around you, send them this video. We don't want no silly women. You don't want to be a silly woman, and you don't want to surround yourself by a bunch of silly women. Okay? All right. That's all I got. I'm off of it now, y'all. I'm off of it now. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Oh to Behold with Camille Young. Be sure to buy your book today at ohtobehold.com. Register for the retreat. We're looking for you now. Register for that retreat. All of that is down in the description. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, God bless.